and they're very serious about this. They're all United Airlines employees, ranging from pilots to supervisors who heard chatter about this on the radio and raced out and saw it in the sky, aircraft mechanics who've been there for a long time, know how the lights can play tricks in the sky, and they say this wasn't that. This was a real metallic gray object low in the sky, and they want answers.
Okay, do you believe them? Do you believe them that they believe it, or do you believe that they really saw what they think they saw?
I believe that what they're reporting and is real, and they were concerned about safety. They're not necessarily saying that this is a craft from another galaxy, but they're saying this is a unidentified flying object low in the sky over the world's second busiest airport. It could pose a collision risk. Who knows, a security risk in this era post 9/11.
Okay, well,
and
No, let me go to Richard here. I'm sorry to interrupt, but let me go to Richard for just a second and ask you, because isn't this the same kind of thing that when we had the new stealth fighters out, everybody was saying it's an alien spacecraft? No, it's just a secret military aircraft. Is there a possibility that you think that this is just some sort of military aircraft that we haven't released, that we have?
Sure, anything's possible, Glenn, but if you want to go that route, then I think what you need to do, to be honest about it, is go back through the decades and indeed generations of reports that we've collected of these types of objects that people have been seeing. And let me just add that this is a phenomenon that not simply civilian people have been dealing with, but U.S. military personnel have been encountering what appear to be UFOs. I don't know what else you would call them. Objects that military pilots have frequently said are disc-shaped, that look exotic, that behave in unusual ways, and that have violated sensitive airspace time and again for many, many years. So if this is a secret covert project, as many people have speculated, it seems to be going on in a rather confrontational, provocative way, and that really doesn't have any explanation.
All right, so John, you think that this is, there was some sort of a cover-up. At least the FAA was not real honest with you when you first asked, right?
Oh yeah, I went to the FAA and they said they have no reports of this at all. I put them a Freedom of Information Act request, and then they got back to me several days later saying that in reviewing the communication tape, they did come across chatter involving this object, and that a United supervisor contacted the FAA manager in the tower and asked that the controllers had seen anything unusual. Also, United Airlines told me that they had no reports of this, even though the fact is that they were interviewing up to a dozen employees who reported observing this, asking them to write reports, draw pictures. After my story broke on Monday, United said, well, yes, we have been talking to these employees.
Well, give me an explanation of why these guys would be hiding this stuff.
Well, I mean, one reason just might be that they're embarrassed to come out and say that, oh yeah, you know, we've got this UFO hanging out over here and we don't know what to do about it.